Yo, what's up, everybody? It's your boy Jay Smooth. Welcome you back to the Ringside Beer Show here with
Alex. Welcome back, guys. Thank you for checking
know.
us out. If this is your first time, welcome to the Ringside Beer Show.
Yes, guys, welcome back to the episode 27. Because you know we keep them coming. That's all I got to say.
Dude, what a great weekend of fights.
I can't lie, I'm hyped.
I was so hyped. I was so excited to come back here. We created a new Instagram for the Ringside Beer Show stuff. So we're going to have the recaps there, short little clips. And, dude, it was awesome. First day of posting, we had, quite a bit of people following. So I was like, hey, man, thank you for the support. And, yeah, just keep it coming, man.
We do it for you guys. We do it for you guys. So we appreciate the support. And, for the latest content, go follow the Ringside Beer Show on Instagram.
It's a must.
It's a must.
All right, so let's start off with some current events. This happened earlier in the week. This was welterweight bout between Khamzat Chimaev and Leon Edwards is off again, Dana White told Brett Okamoto.
Oh, I'm so disappointed. This is the second or the third time they've tried to make this fight happen.
It has to be 3, 4, I don't know, man.
Got the Khabib and Tony Ferguson disease.
Oh, definitely. I think it surpassed that. It is this fight, I don't know what it is. It's Leon Edwards or Khamzat, It's like it
feels very difficult to talk bad about this fight because these guys are both suffering from COVID effects, but at a certain point this fight just wasn't meant to happen.
It's not, man, because I feel so bad for both of them because they both want to fight and they just can't, man. It's just it's just a shame. Sometimes
the cards don't line up for certain fighters, and it seems like at this time that fight's just not going to happen.
No.
And who knows? It might not ever happen in the span of both of their careers. Just like Tony and Khabib never got to fight.
God,
I felt 5-6 times.
I felt like we missed out on a great opportunity on a fight, just kind of like we're missing out on this one too. But
right,
the opponents, which is weird for that division right now, it's everyone's busy. Let's just say that. Everyone's booked up.
It's real dicey.
And I feel so bad for Leon Edwards because he cannot catch a break with anybody, dude. He's just calling names out left and right, and we'll get right into it. So Stephen Wonderboy Thompson says, hoping for a full recovery for Khamzat. Leon Edwards, let's give the fans what they want to see. Number 3 versus number 5. So it makes sense. Respect fully.
Yeah, you know what? You can run that fight. Both these guys have been inactive. 3rd, 5th in the rankings. It's time to see who is where, especially with the top 3 guys, top 5 guys really busy. Besides these 2 cats, it's really interesting to see how they want to line this up. But it's a good fight. I agree with it.
I agree with that one, especially because if Stephen Wonderboy wants the fight and Leon Edwards has no one else to pick, obviously Masvidal and Usman, everyone else is busy. Burns is already, he just fought, he lost. So
just fought. It's tough because what do you do with this guy? Like Dana White says, you go up in the rankings because you don't want to disrespect him. But it seems to me like Leon Edwards isn't really looking for title shots or the next in line. It sounds like he wants to call out the money fights. So here, he responded on Twitter. He said, Nate just dribbled for an hour about wanting a fight at 170 against winners. Let's see it then, Nate Diaz. 8-fight win streak and the number 3 in the world. Let's go if you think you're still a real one.
Ooh. And he's speaking on the Nate Diaz interview with Ariel Helwani last week. And
because Nate was throwing out some names out there, but if we can just reflect a little bit on that, Nate Diaz was calling out 155-pounders at 170. This is now a 170-pounder calling Nate Diaz out at 170. That's something I want to see more than Nate Diaz calling out a 155er at a 170, especially with the top guys. You're really just throwing a wrench in the division over there that doesn't even need that. It's already clogged up as is.
What's crazy about Nate Diaz? He obviously called out Dustin Poirier, Conor McGregor, the other contender, drawing blank.
Gaethje.
No, not Gaethje. The Brazilian guy.
Oliveira.
Charles Oliveira. There we go.
Oliveira.
Thank you, man. He called out Charles Oliveira because he's like, hey, he's been winning. I'll take that fight. Charles Oliveira said, no, thank you. I'm good, homie. I'm waiting for the belt. How are you going to turn? Dude, Charles Oliveira, you know Dustin McGregor is going to happen again. And we'll get into that slide. But I'm like, dude, you just want to wait out. You can get the money fight. Anyways, we'll go back into Leon Edwards.
Yeah, it's tough because, Nathan Diaz here responded with, and who the fuck is this?
Straight took a Conor McGregor line. What a little,
Who the F is this guy?
So Leon Edwards goes on a Twitter, just replies to everybody. You want to hit this one?
Sure. Yeah, so George Masvidal, he calls out George Masvidal, and he says, we all know that bitch George will be nowhere to be seen when it comes to fighting me. In regards to Nathan Diaz, he says, Nate, your Photoshop skills are as bad as your fight record. And he uses Connor's line, what the F? And on Colby Covington, he says, Colby can get this work too. Then the title next. It's strap season.
Colby Covington, there's a lot of talks about him fighting Masvidal for the Ultimate Fighter. But obviously what happened just this weekend, we'll get into it with Usman and Masvidal. That's likely going to happen. So now
this right here is just like it's almost controlled chaos. You know,
Yeah.
It feels like there's a plan here, but there's just a lot of chaos going on. And just to tie everything back onto a bow, I think the real fight that you make for Leon Edwards is Colby Covington.
Colby Covington, I mean, we just talked about Stephen Wonderboy Thompson is also a good fight. It could be either or. He just needs to get fights going, you know. Leon Edwards needs to...
but you can't be submissive either. I mean, like Dana says, he recognizes that he has to give somebody in the top 5 right there.
Yeah.
I would appreciate if they gave him Colby, because then it really does unclog the division. I'm all about clearing up that hole, man, and it's really not it's not flowing right now.
No,
you got Masvidal being called out. We'll get into that, you know, but by the champ. But the champ really has very limited options in regards to people he hasn't already seen.
Yeah.
Right. So I mean, in my opinion, let's see Colby versus Edwards. Get that whole little side cleared up, and then next in line is the champ.
Let's do it. Now
we're gonna move on to the next one.
Now this
one here
was announced today.
Yes.
Stefan Struve retires, and it was more towards his health issues because he had like heart complications and all stuff. So he's just like, dude, I'm out, I'm done.
This is why it's difficult, when you got. Sorry guys, I could be touching this too much. When you got warriors in the cage, that are willing to suffer bodily injuries, see that they have to hang it up all due to something else going on. It's really tough, man. That hurts. I wish him the best on his journey and his health. And at the end of the day, there's other ways to make money, but it sucks when your best way is taken from you.
Yeah. Other than DC, Stefan Struve was the other fighter who knocked out the current champ, Stipe Miocic. You know that? No,
I did not know that, but it just goes to show you, you got to get in there and you got to fight, and you don't know who the people you fight will turn out to be, and that little notch in your belt, man.
Yeah.
Sick.
All right. So next current event, Dana White was getting interviewed pre-UFC 258.
Yes.
And they obviously asked him about Dustin Poirier, Conor McGregor. What's the status on that? You want to hit him with it?
Sure. Because the media just wants to keep on going. In quotations, Dana White says, 100% McGregor wants that Poirier rematch. He's completely obsessed with the rematch now and wants to fight back. When you have two guys, Dustin, who's the number 1 guy in the world, and and a guy like Conor, they both want it that badly. You do it.
Yeah, and it's not going to be for a belt. It's not. It's just another money grab.
But okay. So let me break it down to you this way. I paid for the Poirier McGregor first one. I refuse to pay for the second one.
Well, it would be the third fight.
Exactly, but I mean in regards to just recently.
Yeah.
And this is my explanation on that. I just seen Conor McGregor get knocked out. There's no incentive for me to repay for a pay-per-view to honestly feel the same way. I feel the same way. It has not been enough time for Conor to adjust his game.
No.
He's doesn't have the confidence going back into it. I think you give him some easy pickings, or you throw him against Tony Ferguson. Get him out the game. I love Tony, but if Conor's gonna want to get that spot back, you throw him against Tony or something like that. That way he can bounce back.
Nate Diaz. What the hell?
I agree.
It's a perfect fight for both of them. They're both coming off losses. Nate Diaz lost to George Masvidal. I mean, granted, it was a cut stoppage, but
but right now Conor's got to stay at 155, bro. He has to stay at 155, and he has to stay active. If he wants to actually contend for that belt, let's put personal feelings aside, because I would love to see the Nate Diaz 3 fight too. But if we're being honest here, and as purists like we are, bro, we are actual hardcore fans. We participate and watch all of the events. It would be not logical for Conor to keep fluctuating in this weight. He's got to stay at 155. He's got to find, that niche and get that big left hand back and work on that Muay Thai stance.
Now they're gonna sell the crap out of this fight because they're
Good luck, bro, because I used to sell stuff and you ain't fooling me, boy.
Well, you know that Conor McGregor was almost knocked out Dustin Poirier in the first round. I think they're going to use that narrative, of course, to sell this the third fight. Yeah. So
I just want to reiterate how much of a heater I've been on. I even picked the winner of this last weekend.
did. Yeah, you did.
And you know what I'm saying?
And I did pay you your $5.
You sure done did, bro, and I appreciate that. I do. You're a man of your word.
But the thing is, hold up. I was like, I was just going for the underdog. I even called it, man. I was like, hold on, I'll put $5 on the underdog. And it was funny. My dad was like, hey, who are you going to go for? I was like, I put $5 with my buddy Jason, and he's like, oh, you think Burns is gonna win? I was like, man, I only put $5. What's that telling you, bro?
Exactly.
I like to bet. You know me. I'm always like 20, 30, 40,
exactly.
like $50, $60. I'm like, dude, no.
I do appreciate you being the devil's advocate and picking the other side, even though you know what it was. But
I knew exactly what it was. But I was like, hey, you know what? $5 makes the fight fun.
But a win's a win in my book, and I'm like 5 for 5 so far. So I'm just saying, in my opinion, given the heater that I'm on right now, the tunnel vision that I have, I just don't see Conor winning that match again, bro.
Oh, shut up, dude.
Tunnel
vision right now. I'm on the straight heater. I'm getting these wins.
Boy, I'm just saying, bro. Bodies is lining up, and I'm dropping. I'm like,
You're like, you want some of the smoke? You want some of the Call of Duty Warzone right now?
We're going back to back. Back to back.
I'm about to take you to the gulag and end you.
That's what I'm saying, bro. I'm going to take you out the game, and then if we just so happen to end up in the gulag, I'm putting the nail in the coffin.
Oh, my God.
No Masvidal.
Watch our viewers. They're like, what are they talking about? It's a Call of Duty Modern Warfare video game stuff. But anyway.
Yeah, most of our viewers know what's up. That's true.
I want to give a little quick shout out to Bruce Buffer for working with the UFC company for 25 years. And he had someone tailor-made this suit. And this was the inlay of his suit, and I thought it was beautiful. I mean, we're both artistic. Yeah. I thought this was just awesome. A little comic book strip of all the times he was like, it's time. I was like, that's beautiful.
Yeah, I mean, it's literally just a comic book description of where you've been throughout the entire career with the UFC. And 25 years, man, that's insane. I'm 28 right now. So, I was 3 years old when Bruce Buffer came to the scene. And that really resonates with me. I mean, to actually see the UFC over time continue to grow and prosper, and to see where these guys are at now later on in their career after watching them, that's awesome to see. Bruce Buffer is so respected and appreciated in that sport, as he should be. He's one of a kind, and just like his jackets, man, he always keeps it spicy.
Dude, the first time I watched the UFC event, I was working at Video Fox in Mentone, remember?
Yeah, and they had just to go to show you how old you are, but I had to.
Back when they had a VHS store and a freak. Anyways, so they had a lineup of UFC fight, old school fights, and I was like, oh, let me check it out, dude. I immediately just fell in love with the sport, man. Yeah. Since then, I've been a UFC diehard fan, and that was like right after. I mean, maybe 2005, 2004, 3, somewhere there.
Look at that, bro. You picked up a video, you fell in love, and you ended up getting work for that company, bro.
I know, right? It was cool. It was good while it lasted. Just saying.
Yeah, absolutely. No, it's a notch in the belt,
Yeah. How many people can say they actually worked for the UFC?
Not me.
I can't, so.
Yeah.
Anywho, let's get
it a little hot and spicy up in here.
Oh, it's about to get so spicy. So before we get into it, we're not political. We're not going to get into a political show, but this is an MMA fighter who's essentially, some stuff's happening to her. And
we're just going to speak on the situation. We just want to enlighten you guys what's going on in the MMA community.
Exactly. So Gina Carano just got fired from the Mandalorian for a tweet. Now, do you want to take this over?
Sure. There was a post by Discussing Films that started the hashtag Fire Gina Carano, and is trending worldwide on social media after Gina Carano shared a disgusting post that compared being a Republican to being a Jew during the Holocaust.
Now let's keep on going, cause
let's actually get into it, because that's very bland.
So go to the next one. All right, there we go. So here's her tweet. It says, Jews were beaten in the streets, not by Nazi soldiers, but by their neighbors, even by children. and this is in quotes, because history is edited, most people today don't realize that to get to the point where Nazi soldiers could easily round up thousands of Jews, the government first made their own neighbors hate them simply for being Jews. How is that any different from hating someone for their political views? And they have somebody just an image of someone running for their lives. And the next slide right here, we have her co-star putting up a photo. This is America with a hashtag. This is America, Germany, 1944, and an image of America, 2018, which not only did Pedro Pascal, an actor on the Mandalorian, he's the main actor, compare the United States on Nazi Germany, but he did so with a photo of quoting America in 2018. This is not actually from 2018 and also not actually from America. He still has his job. Now, this is heavy because it kind of all started with this first little Twitter name. So I guess Disney made their stars put their proper pronouns on next to their names.
Oh, and like he and him, and
yes.
she and
I don't know. I'm not gonna speak on like I guess him. I don't know, but it's it's kind of weird because I don't know that gender pronoun, the proper way of saying who's whatever.
It's a very fresh thing, and my very close buddy actually went to school and studied that, and he's actually sat down and talked to me about it, and we've had a discussion about those expectations, and this is very fresh. This is not something that has been taught over time. So, with all of that being said, Disney has chose to do that to appeal to a community, and
LGBTQ.
TQ.
Okay, yeah. So,
and that now leads to Gina Carano expressing herself in a manner that she felt was fit. Yeah. And in honesty, I think that we are all riding the edge of freedom of speech.
Yeah, we are. And so going back to where it kind of started, where the Disney said, like, hey, use your pronoun or whatever, put it on your Twitter name. So she goes, Gina Carano, bop, was that boop, bop, beep. Which is kind of
R2D2.
Exactly. And when I'm thinking, I'm like, all right, well, she's hired, she's on Star Wars. She's cracking a joke like, oh, I'm a robot, I guess. I don't know.
Right.
But we're just kind of like, I mean.
It's tough because in today's climate, we are in a day and age where things just hit a little harder for people, and people are a lot more sensitive to things. We all can have our own opinions on how we feel sensitivity should be viewed.
Yeah.
Comedy is viewed with a very noticeable angle of very crude humor. That's part of it. I think what she was doing here was trying to be very funny and keep it Disney related, right? Because Disney wanted this type of angle to appeal to people. She wanted to appeal to the Disney people. Boop, bop, beep. I'm not offended.
I'm not offended either, but also it's weird because we're at that time where it's like you can say something, if you're just on the opposite side of your, politically, you can get fired for that just for expressing your views.
And that's very sad.
Which doesn't happen on the left side, which is why I'm going to put up this tweet, because another actress or another actor, she's a host on the Star Wars The High Republican Show, Christina Ariel. Go to the next slide.
Yes.
She is known to tweet and openly tweet certain heavy topics. So this is the double standard. There's so many else that have been saying things like that, like, oh, I can't believe Gina Carano had said this, like she should be fired. I'm like, wait a minute. Are you looking at the entire cast? Because the entire cast is saying the same, like probably worse things,
right?
But it's just because they're on the Democratic side, Disney kind of favors Democratic sides.
Well, yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, we all realize what big businesses will do, and they will protect their investments and their what is it? Their angles, their reasons for doing business, their incentives. And, unfortunately, when it comes down to politics, you have to pick a side when it comes down to these things, right?
Yeah.
And with all of that being said, we could speak. I'll just read this one because this is a little tough. But this is the tweet that Christina Ariel had put.
Yeah. So she's replying to Jeff Yang, who said,
Jeff Yang. So I had my first breathing while Asian moment. Went out for groceries, and an older masked white woman passing by the line shouted "F you" at me for no reason. I stared at her. She pulled off her mask, coughed directly at me, and turned on her heel and walked off. And she responded, "White people, effing stop it. Your racism won't save you. Your ignorance is not an excuse."
Now, and this is just one of many, we're talking many tweets that she has tweeted about, but they all kind of say like, hey, white people, check this. White folks do this.
Which to me seems very interesting that you wouldn't focus in on that scenario as per se a gender-based scenario. I feel like it should all be treated fairly equal in regards to repercussions. Because if you're going to forbid somebody from having freedom of speech, you should at least, if you're going to, put curbs and bumpers on what people should say, should be fair across the board. Nothing's equal fair, No,
and I get it. And what I'm hearing is like, oh, it's Disney. You can't say those type of things. Cool. If it's Disney, because, they're trying to be a squeaky clean, have a squeaky clean image, you got to use that across all boards. You can't just punish one person and not do that to the rest of the people. Right.
And how they handle it will actually be my perception on the company Disney.
Yeah.
Because if you want to maintain that squeaky clean persona, my favorite word is called precedent.
Now, what's going on behind the scenes? I haven't posted this, but what's happening is that so many people are unsubscribing to Disney Plus. Now, obviously, we know what happened during the political,
shenanigans.
Shenanigans. We all know what happened. Everyone, we all saw the votes and everything. Everything is split down the middle, 50-50, right? Let's just say that. That's right. What we were told on the media. And Disney's losing a lot of subscribers because of this decision, and it's getting a lot more traction as more people are talking about it. And if you're a Disney fan, dude, it is all over the place. Everything everyone's talking about is this, because they had just finished writing season 3 of The Mandalorian.
Right.
And they obviously still wrote her in, and I believe not obviously not George Lucas, because he's pissed that they fired her. The director of The Jungle Book and Lion King, who's actually writing what's his name? John Favreau, I believe that's the name. He was super pissed that they got rid of her, because now, they just finished writing season 3. Someone else has messed up big time for making the decision on their own. They did not. Disney's freaking pissed that he did this, which is kind of like, hey,
really. Sorry, bro. Go ahead.
No, okay. I was just saying, Disney's just without knowing, they have already chosen a side.
Yes, and now they got a lot of cleanup work to do.
Yeah, they do.
Because now they have to go in and vet everybody's social media and make sure that they're maintaining the Disney expectation.
Yeah.
And, at the end of the day, it really sucks because you have to look at businesses for their goods, but also for their bads. And although Disney brings so much to the table, we have to recognize the type of workplace culture that's going on there and the type of repercussions that you can have for simply having a freedom of speech. In my opinion, this had nothing to do with Disney. Gina Carano does not represent Disney. I like to express this at my job all the time. I will never disclose my job, but that's because we don't represent each other. I work there. I'm employed there. While I'm there, during that time, you get my 100% effort. As soon as I'm off the clock, I don't have my job tattooed across my forehead, not anywhere on my body, So that's where it really sucks, because at the end of the day, you're still your own person and your own entity. And if you want to be if you want to express yourself however which way you do, you should be able to without fear of repercussion.
Yeah. Gina Carano's talent agency also dropped her immediately, finding out that Disney had fired her from the Mandalorian.
It's that sheep mentality, bro.
Yeah. So with all this happening, obviously, you have the Republican side backing Gina Carano. And what's happening now that she's already getting a film that she's going to star in through, I believe it was through the Daily Wire. I forgot. I think the guy's name is like Shapiro or something like that. But anyways,
Ben Shapiro.
I think that was Ben Shapiro. So Gina Carano to produce and star in an upcoming film for the Daily Wire, and it's called "They Can't Cancel Us If We Don't Let Them." And dang, is that gonna hit like?
I'm tuning in,
dude. It is. It's such a big thing that's getting a lot of traction. Obviously, Disney. The name of Disney. There's a lot of heat because it's Star Wars, and I think you mentioned you're a Star Wars fan, right?
Yes, sir.
So peep this. Hasbro today, or it could have been late last night. They stopped production on all Gina Carano action figures. So why am I saying that? If you are a Star Wars, let's just say, fan or whatever, and you're a collector, these toys that are coming out of Gina Carano are right now, like, for example, if you go to Walmart and get a Star Wars toy, I think they're like $10-$20, right? Let's just say that. The resale value on Gina Carano's toys right now, you can go on eBay and all these places, are between $250 and $300 starting. And because Hasbro just released that they're not making more productions of Gina Carano's toys, they are going to be a super, super high collectible item.
I know what we're doing after this podcast.
We're going to stock up on some Gina Carano.
Straight to Walmart and finding us something.
Dude, I'm just saying it because if you buy that toy for $20, resell it for $300, man, and this is just because it's right now. In a few years, when these toys are like even more scarce, you can't get them.
Right.
The value of Gina Carano's toys from the Mandalorian are going to be skyrocketing. So. Yeah. Not only is Gina Carano, hopefully she's making money because that's, contracts.
Well, she's going to get that residual income from all of the episodes that she's recorded. Anytime you play those, there's I don't know what the contract is, but I'm sure it's not a lump sum. You get, for how many streams you get paid. So I don't see this as it being a loss for her.
No, I can't believe they fired. And you know what's funny? This is just happening today too. I was looking at. If you want to look at more up-to-date stuff, go on YouTube, find Disney versus Gina Carano stuff. It's all over the place. But Disney is thinking about backtracking and hiring her again. They just talked about it today.
You can't do that.
No. You picked a side.
You better die on that shield, Disney. I swear. Anyway. I swear. Nobody likes a flip-flopper.
Yeah, so we didn't want to get political, and we're not. We're just kind of talking on it.
Just the situation in itself.
Yeah, your political views are your political views.
Yeah.
It is what it is.
I think what it really boils down to at the end of the day is just being able to want to be able to express yourself without fear of repercussion.
Yeah.
On your own platform.
Exactly, man. It's just kind of like, dude, it was crazy about Gina Carano. I spoke with somebody, I'm not going to say who, but through where I work. I know we both have opposite views, 100%. Right. But it was cool to have a conversation, and I was just kind of like, I don't see why she got fired. Yes, it was something dumb. It's
just the day and age that we're in, bro.
Yeah, exactly.
It's just the day and age that we're in, is that people are not willing to
not even to
invest into a person, Well,
not only that, it's more like you can't even have a different political view, and then before you get shut down, we have opposite views, I feel.
Yeah, bro, we've grown up in two different.
We grew up two different people in two different areas, different cultures. Yep. Yeah, exactly. So, and we have political, opposite views, and we're I would say, we're
very close.
Very close. Yeah, for sure. Yeah. So, but we can have conversations like that. This was just weird that you can't have a normal conversation with anybody else. So
it just goes to show you, unfortunately, that integrity and ability to communicate is just running real scarce.
Yeah.
And the best thing that we can do is just maintain it ourselves and hope that we lead by example.
Yeah. Yeah. You know what? Let's just end it with this. Love is tight. Just love each other and don't be fucking pieces.
Yeah, for
Just
real.
be cool with each other, man. Love each other, man.
Yeah,
Respect
man.
each other. That's it.
Takes more muscles to frown than it does to smile.
There we go, my brother. All right, so on a lighter note, we're big fans of art, and of course, and I'm a huge fan of Gian Galang, who's draws a bunch of the artwork for the UFC, for Reebok, made these posters up here. He is going to have an art show March 13th through the 20th here in California.
Yeah.
I would look up on his social media. He would have the actual specific place. I think it's close to Pomona, in between like Monterey. I think it's like Monterey Park or Monterey, somewhere around there.
Yeah.
But anyways, I'm planning on going for sure. Me and my wife, probably you and your girl. So, we're probably going to end up being at that art show. We're excited. I'm excited. I'm excited to check it out. So hopefully it goes all well for him.
I agree. You know what I just noticed?
What happened, man?
We didn't grab the advertising. Psych.
Oh, I was going to say, I was like, what?
Psych.
You know what?
You know we're prepared, boy.
There we go. Let's get right into it. A quick word from our sponsors.
Ringside Beer, since 2012, committed to bringing fight fans quality lagers and ales. Ringside Beer is proud to offer fresh beer in both 16-ounce cans and on draft. Look for our flagship American-style lager, Irish-style red ale, or any of our other beers in your area. Shop at ringsidebeerstore.com for t-shirts, hats, and tap handles. Get in touch at ringsidebeer.com. Get in the ring. Be ringside. Ringside Beer.
Ringside Beer. Now, let's get into the meat and greedy of the show.
You know I like the meat, boy.
Dude, UFC 258 was a heater, bro. It was so good.
I was so excited to just even get to this point. This has been a long time coming.
Dude, man, all the fights were just great. There was one guy, I forgot his name, dude. The Mexican kid, he fought the wrestler with mountains of accolades. I think the jiu-jitsu guy too, big muscular guy, and he was a 30-1 underdog.
You put me on the spot. I cannot recall.
No, I mean I don't remember his name, but anyways, I wanted to give him a shout out. I'm pretty sure one of our viewers is going to put it down in the comments.
Yeah,
below.
drop it on the comments.
If not, it is what it is.
Also, shout out to the other cat, my boy Marquez, who called out for Miley Cyrus. And she responded, and he dropped the ball.
Dude, how did you mess that one up? Oh,
I mean, I could tell from the jump he was just gonna fumble it.
Dude, DC was like, man, you could tell he's never had a girlfriend. I was like, oh,
straight up,
bro, sup with it? So, what's his name? Julian
Marquez.
Marquez,
something like that.
He was like, oh, I'm calling out. I'm going to do a call out right now. My Cyrus, could you be my Valentine's or whatever, right? And then my Cyrus is like, oh, if you shave an M and a C, I'm yours. Bro, that's all you had to do. Shave an M and a C.
And it would have been game over.
Game over. You don't tell a big celebrity, be like, oh, if you get a tattoo on your belly button like Tupac.
Cuban Missile.
The Cuban Missile. I'm like, oh, man, dude, you had it in the bag, dude.
He got the bag. He flipped it.
Oh, my God. It's like you caught the ball, you started running, and then you tripped and fumbled it. Like,
bro, at a Super Bowl against Tom Brady.
Dude, you had the win, my brother. You had the win.
I just didn't get it. But, hey, props to him for at least being able to have a conversation with Miley Cyrus. So.
I know. Seb was like, why would you call out Miley Cyrus?
Yeah, it was a bold move. I mean, I just, bold move.
Anyways, he had an opportunity to I guess, have Miley Cyrus
at least a dinner date or
something, a hangout, a picture together, kind of
like Skype sesh.
What's his name? Even the corny guy, Henry Cejudo, got a picture with the Bella twins. Ooh,
at least
just saying.
The King of Cringe did that, and
the King of
you
Cringe.
You just got the title for cringe, boy.
Man. Anyways, that was just a little highlights from the UFC 258. But let's go into the co-main events. Oh, Maycee Barber versus Alexa Grasso, bro. Wow. I'm telling you, I was pumped when this fight was started.
Anybody that knows this guy during a fight knows. This boy's off like 5 monsters naturally. He's just ready, bro, pumped. I ain't never seen nothing like it. And so I can only imagine how you were over there at your pops.
I could not even sit still. I put a little clip on my Instagram, Alex Moore Art, if you want to check it out.
Yeah, go look at his reaction.
And this was just the announcement of the fight. You did not even see I was twitching. I was like, oh my God, get her. I was like, I was screaming, dude, for Alexa Grasso. I
love that film, though. When you're twitching in the fight, you know you're invested. Like, my lady looks over at me when I'm watching big fights, and I'm just like...
Dude, I was emotionally invested. I was so drained. And that going into the main event, oh my God, don't even get started. But let's start with the co-main event. Alexa Grasso. Dude, her boxing was so sharp. So sharp.
Not only that, but her ground game looked a little good too.
Oh, dude, it was beautiful. I thought because, Maycee Barber was coming off a 1-year layoff, her biggest advantage was going to the ground.
Right.
Alexa Grasso got taken down, I believe, was it the end of the first or the second round?
I believe the second
round. She gets taken down, but dude, her jiu-jitsu was great. Her, her takedown defense was pretty good because in the early rounds,
she was able to transition, which, really well, which surprised everybody because we know she's a striker. She's really well, but to see the ground game transition against somebody like Maycee Barber, who's strong on the ground. It was just so fascinating to see. Like, you look at Alexa Grasso and like there's so much potential here that she just has to continue to just feast, eat.
They in the post-fight interview, they said, what was it? Dana White said, they compared her to the Mexican Ronda Rousey. Like,
that's a lot of pressure.
Ronda Rousey of Mexico, and I'm like, dude. But the thing is, she's improving and drastically improving. She's getting so much better. Her boxing is. Dude,
it's crisp, it's precise, it's clean.
Dude, Maycee Barber was throwing right hooks. Alexa Grasso was slipping and popping with the left. I was like, I can't even contain myself. And this fight happened like a couple days ago. Still, man,
it was a legit fight from Alexa Grasso and against a legit contender. Although she had some time off, Maycee Barber was landing some shots, bro.
Dude,
some
in
shots
the third round,
and almost a couple of the rounds, bro. That everybody was a little concerned, like, oh, this is scary.
Yeah, going into the third, I had Alexa Grasso 2 in the bag easy. And I knew Maycee Barber was coming with the heat in the third, and she did, man. She was trying to knock out Alexa Grasso, and my heart was thumping, bro. I was like, dude, just clinch up against the wall. And my brother was like, oh, I got 25 on Maycee. And I was like, dude, I got Alexa all day. He was like, man, that was just a hugging, clenching. I was like, dude, you hater.
Nah.
Anyways, he's gonna watch it. He's gonna be like, shut up, Alex.
Lewis, bro, rewatch it. Now that you've already handed over the money, rewatch it, and I promise you won't feel the same.
Dude, it was such a good fight. Congratulations to Alexa Grasso. Yes. I'm still working on the painting. Give me about like 2-ish more weeks because it's
can't wait, dude.
Taking a while to paint it.
It's all right. No, she's riding a wave right now. So that painting is just going to continue to keep the wave going. From my experience, when it comes to you and your artwork, bro, waves just whoosh, they keep on coming, boy.
Thanks, my brother. Bro. Anyways, I was super excited that she get the wins. I'm excited to see who she might face next. So she was
wait. Does that make me 6 for 6, bro? Because I picked her too.
Yeah, you are 6 for 6, my brother. Yeah. I had what was it? She was ranked 15th, Alexa Grasso. She fought Maycee Barber, who's ranked number 10th. Mm-hmm. So that puts her over, I would say maybe in
9,
the 7,
8,
give her
7.
Yeah, right around that range. So maybe Jessica I could fight her.
Oh,
next.
For sure, give her Jessica I, because I promise you, Grasso's just gonna and get through that too.
I don't think she's just for Shevchenko. She's not ready for Shevchenko just yet.
Man, you don't want to. Yeah,
but give her a couple more wins. I would say maybe 2 more wins before she fights for the belt. Maybe by early next year she can fight for that title.
Yes.
Ooh, I hope. I am praying here, bro.
Yeah, me too.
Alexa Grasso, I wish you the best, and I hope you get a chance to fight for that belt, and I hope you win it, man.
I hope so too.
I'm telling you, I'll be the number 1 fan there. I'll be screaming. You'll know it's me. When I'm there.
No, yeah, you can hear it all the way from over here.
You'll hear it from the nosebleeds. Let's just say.
Sup with it?
Anyways, congratulations, Alexa Grasso. Love you. And on to the next, the main event. Kamaru Usman versus Gilbert Burns, and man, was this a oh my god,
this was a banger right here,
dude.
Bro. This was cool because this fight had to happen in order for us to determine the legitimacy of a Kamaru Usman, because we know against a George Masvidal or against a Colby Covington, your style is more favored. You know, you're able to drag them out into long waters, do more technical, you know, and your shots are more precise. Against Gilbert Burns, we were all concerned. You know, you have the teammate factor going on. You have the big, heavy shots by Gilbert Burns, and you have the fact that he's just on a heater as well. So all three of those things combined led for such a great anticipation for this fight, and it lived up to expectations.
Dude, the first 100%. Round, Burns landed that right that almost put Usman to sleep. I'm like, Jesus.
That thing was huge, bro.
Dude, but the thing is, he landed that right, rocked Usman. I don't think dropped him. It was more like just, hey, you got me really good.
For sure rocked him, for sure.
For sure rocked him. But immediately, Gilbert Burns was just like his adrenaline just went through the roof. He was just trying to get the finish right away.
Yeah, he already smelled blood.
He should have just paced himself and landed cleaner shots, because you know, pace yourself. You're going to land the clean shots, and it's going to do more damage other than you wasting your energy and trying to scrabble and brawl and try to get that knockout. Anyways, first round, he drops or doesn't drop. He rocks Usman. Usman comes back, and I guess I wouldn't say like put Burns on his back, but kind of like had him there for a little bit, and I feel he kind of stole that round because Burns had the power. Usman was winning by the points because he was kicking him, and I was like, all right, well.
I felt like Burns had way more significant strikes and just looked a lot better on the feet in the first round. But Usman, it's a fight, and he did what he had to do in order to get out of that first round.
He stayed composed. Second round started landing jabs straight down the pipe, and those just accumulated, man. Burns was getting rocked bad in the second round. He survived the second round, went to the third. Barely survived. And then, the third round starts in the beginning, and just, dude, got clipped with the right, sat down, and then Usman just finished him. After the fight, Kamaru Usman was like, put some respect on my name, you know? Immediately. You know, obviously so much adrenaline is up in the air. He's, screaming. Then he sees his friend who he just put a whooping on, and you can just see the remorse starting to happen. Like, dude, our kids hang out together. We're friends. We're buddies. Damn. I felt bad because, I feel bad for Burns because obviously it meant a lot for him. He's poured his heart out there. He's crying in the cage.
Right.
Usman is just seeing the pain in Burns.
He couldn't even ride that high for like 10 seconds without realizing like, damn, this is what I did.
I put a hurting on someone that I care about, and that just shows, man. Like, Kamaru Usman is a beast in the cage. Friendships aside, but like when it comes to work, man, he's going to put in the work. Let's just say that.
Yeah, like you said, he's varsity level. And this was good for Burns. Like you said, he realized he got overexcited. So now it's about how you rebound. And you're still in that whole mix of guys. You got the Masvidals, the Covingtons, the Edwards, the Thompsons, the Khamzats. You're still in that one big heavy right hand, and it might get you right back there.
Yeah. Oh, you're talking about Gilbert Burns?
Gilbert Burns. Yeah. He's got a potential to stay up there, bro, and get that shot back.
Yeah, no, I think they're going to run this fight back one more time. Dude, get Burns had the power, though. I think if he would have paced himself, he might have done a little bit better, but Usman is just on a different level, man.
Way different.
Look at this historic streak right here. Fighters with the most consecutive UFC victories. Tony Ferguson at 12. Like, dude, you got to put some respect on Tony Ferguson, man. Even though he's kind of a little bit older on the team.
The respect was there.
Yeah. And then we have 13 consecutive wins. You have Kamaru Usman by defeating Gilbert Burns. Max Holloway, who's a beast.
The best.
But, I think that stopped after Alex Volkanovski.
Yeah.
Demetrius Johnson. Honestly, if Demetrius Johnson was still in the UFC, man,
he probably would still be defending the belt. Well, nah.
No, because he lost to Henry Cejudo, but still, man.
That was a fluke.
That was not a fluke.
It was a fluke.
Demetrius Johnson is one of the best. It was just, he does not get his due, man. He was one of the greatest fights ever in his division.
Unfortunately, a couple guys lost to the King of Cringe, so we got to give him his respect.
Yeah. Then we have, John Jones, currently 13 wins.
That's my dog.
But it's so crazy
my dog.
Kamaru Usman. Now, granted, it's consecutive wins. It's not title defenses.
Yeah,
John Jones has way more title defenses than any of these cats up here.
Thank you for letting him know.
Yeah. Kamaru, Khabib Nurmagomedov, and GSP. Why am I stuttering right now? George St. Pierre. Obviously, they asked him about George St. Pierre during the fight. And number one at that spot is Anderson Silva at 16, who's a legend. Anyways.
Overall, I was very satisfied with that fight. And to tie it back into what goes on moving forward, the way Gilbert Burns handled himself was very well. You know, he says on the post-fight show, he says, "I know I can be a champion, or I'm gonna die trying." Yeah,
I mean, you know, he has it in him, and he has no like hard feelings towards Usman. He's like, "Hey, man,
it's business.
I just want a chance at the belt. That's it. You know,
strictly business."
Usman went on like, you know, obviously he talked about his friend, and he's like, "Dude, I feel kind of bad, but like, you know, it's like, hey, it's business. When
it is what it is.
It is what it is." In the words of Max Holloway. But the one cat he was talking about and wants to fight again is George Masvidal. He says, "I'm going to put him in a coffin this time. I guarantee he don't want that fight."
Oh, contrary to belief,
yeah,
he does want that fight. He even responded with, "Game plan to putting me in a coffin, hug, and toe stomp? Who is this guy fooling? He's nosing."
He's brown nosing.
Oh, brown nosing.
The resurrection.
That's what it means.
There we go.
And then capping.
And then today, Kamaru Usman says, "I'm feeling generous, bro."
Even Masvidal responded with, "You feeling generous? And I'm feeling gooned out. I'm taking everything. What's yours is mine, homie. Super necessary."
Oh, I love the way you added homie into that.
From the streets.
Dude, from the streets. Dude, that just reminds me of that Skittles commercial when he's like scooting away at his little scooter.
Skittles low-key has the best commercials, but the best ones are the ones that don't get aired. And look it up on YouTube, boy.
Oh, man. Well, overall, man, UFC 258 delivered. I can't believe a lot of people were hating on this fight.
It was really under the radar, man.
Super under radar. I can't believe a lot of people were hating on it, but it delivered. If you missed it, dude, watch it. It was such a great fight. I mean, we even rewatched it before this podcast.
Yeah, we did.
It was just like, and we were still reacting the same way. I was like, we were just watching it.
It was just as intense. That's what I love about rewatching fights. After you know the outcome, you're able to be less emotional and be more logical. Yeah. And, you know, when you see these shots that land the next time, you're like, man, these guys in here they know what they're doing, bro.
Exactly, man. Well, kudos to all the winners, to Alexa Grasso. Again, love you. Gilbert Burns, congratulations. Great performance. But, yes. Kamaru Usman, congratulations on the win. Dude, I was biting my nails, man. That main event was dope.
Yeah, I was excited for sure.
All right, so let's go into some fight announcements. These were the fights that got announced. I think we talked about this fight announcement, but the poster just got released, and it's all Canelo. All I see is Canelo, and then just what's his name, Yildirim on the right,
just a little bit,
like blending with the background, like
looking at Canelo and all his accomplishments.
I know, right? It's like, hey, Canelo's fighting. Who's he fighting? The guy in the background.
It's pretty fascinating how he's just like the main focal point.
I know, right?
But what really fascinates me is how many fights this guy has lined up. Canelo's got 2 fights lined up back to back.
Exactly.
So I respect this guy, especially when the WBC, the WBC and the Super WBA super middleweight titles are on the line.
Yeah, Saturday, February 27th this month. So that's just a couple of weekends away. So exactly. I'm excited to that one. On that same weekend, we have Rosenstruck versus Gain that got rescheduled, but now it's on its own main event.
Yeah, as a diehard, I'm gonna watch this fight, but I can't lie to you, I'm just not excited. This really has no significance in the heavyweight division.
It doesn't. The heavyweight division is tied up, as well as the 170, as well as 155.
So it's what really fascinates me that this is an actual fight night. But with all due respect, I can't wait to see one of these guys knock each other out.
Oh, let's be real. I'm going to watch that Canelo fight, and then I'll rewatch Rosenstruck versus Gain.
Yeah, we'll be real.
But the poster, I like it. I like how clean it is. It kind of has that vintage look to it.
Yeah, it did. It looked really nice. I can't lie to you. It's clean. It's precise. It makes it look like a real slugfest is going to happen. So they better live up to it.
They better deliver.
You
Anyways, free 99 on ESPN Plus.
Free 99.
All right, you know what's not free 99? It's a March 6th, UFC 259. Oh, 3 championship belts, dude. And I think the prelims headliners, Dominic Cruz is coming back to fight. God, why am I drawing a blank?
Well, I'm glad you're excited about that.
Oh, you're not excited that Dominic Cruz coming back?
Absolutely not.
Well, he's headlining the prelims. So, that, I mean, you know, DC had a joke. He's like, damn, who's going to tell DC he's on the prelims? Or Dominic Cruz who's on the prelims, yeah.
Somebody got to tell him.
But, dude,
sure ain't me.
Let's start with Yan versus Sterling. That's going to start off the first championship fight.
Yeah, man.
Dude, and then we have Nunes versus Anderson, which is a co-main event.
Yerp.
Oh, Nunes. I'm going to put all my money on Nunes on this one.
Yeah, 100%.
And then we have champ versus champ. Blachowicz versus Adesanya.
I can't lie. The fight that I'm looking forward to the most is Yan versus Sterling. Because I'm really excited to see these guys. Like, Sterling needs a title shot, and he deserves one. And the way he fights, man, the last couple fights that he's had has been spectacular.
Yeah.
I watched him on the Food Truck recently, Food Truck Diaries, and it just kind of like refreshed that interest in Aljamain. So I'm excited to see what he does against somebody like Yan. But my second most interesting fight on this card is for sure Blachowicz versus Adesanya.
Yeah, because you know what? All right. So first one, who are you going to pick to win? I'm kind of leaning Sterling.
I'm going to go Yan.
Oh, how are you going to be talking all this stuff about Sterling and then go,
well,
you know what?
Because you picked Sterling and I wanted to, you know what I'm saying? So I wanted to keep it spicy.
Oh, all right. All right, because you're in here. He's like, oh, Alex is picking the losers, man.
You know we got to do $5 on that one.
We got to do $5. All right. Obviously, we know we have.
Yeah, I ain't betting you on that one, on the Nunes.
I got Nunes on that one.
So do I, bro.
I think I'm gonna get my first win of the year. No, just kidding. I picked Alexa Grasso, so that was my first win of the year.
Yes.
Champ
You're
versus
not
champ.
trolling.
Champ versus champ. Blachowicz versus Adesanya. This one's tough because. You know, on the last fight when we picked Dominic Reyes, we completely underestimated Blackwood's power.
100%.
So I have a feeling I'm going with Adesanya, but let's be real. Blackwood's power is just, I don't know how Adesanya is going to react to that type of power.
I mean, this is the question, right? But time and time again, timing beats speed, precision beats power. I honestly feel Adesanya is on a path that leads to John Jones, and Jan Blachowicz is in the way.
Yeah, because can you imagine if he wins both belts? See, the thing, if Adesanya, this is a win-win for Adesanya. If he loses,
100.
he still keeps his belt.
Yep, he's still the champ.
If he wins, he gets double the belt. Another belt. So it's a win-win for Adesanya, and you know he really doesn't have much to lose
at all. Have you seen him lately?
He's looking
big, bro.
Thick,
man,
dude.
Looking thick, boy, with 2 C's.
There we go. All right, what do we have next? Oh, dude, speaking about Dominic Reyes,
yeah.
Great segue. Versus Jerry Prochav. All right, you're gonna have to
Prochaska.
That's for May 1st, a UFC fight night. Dang, not even on a pay-per-view, my dude.
Yeah, unfortunately, that's what happens when you lose against John Jones and you lose against Blachowicz. You're
that
not
John Jones fight was really close, though, man.
All I know is that if
Dominic
you go to UFC and you click the record, it shows John Jones won. That's all I know.
Yeah, that's true. All right, what do we got next? Oh, fights this weekend. Let's get right into it, man.
Let's do it.
We have 2 fights. One's boxing, one's MMA. For boxing, Premier Boxing Championship, it has Adrian Broner versus Santiago.
Finally a payday for Broner. I think this boy was like asking for money because he only had like $10 in his account. So this is cool. He's going to get paid. Let's see if he's able to maintain some financial stability after this. I highly doubt it. But moving forward, I would like to see Broner keep winning because, you know, this guy needs to revigorate his career.
Yeah, he's on a losing streak right now. So
and he's got some nasty feet, boy.
Yeah, this is going to be on Showtime Boxing, 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific, Saturday, February 20th. That's this Saturday.
I wish that was free $99.
No, it ain't going to be. It might be. It's on Premier Boxing, which
if you know the
it's
right
on Fox.
People, it might just be.
Might be on Fox. Anyways, this is on UFC Plus, UFC Fight Night. That's also free. Blades versus Lewis.
Let's go, bro. Now, this is more of a heavyweight fight that I'm interested in.
Yeah.
This has a little more significance in the division, and this fight has to happen. So, in my pick, I'm going Lewis.
Really? Wow. I was going to go with Blades.
Yeah, my mind's telling me Blades, but my heart's telling me Lewis. So I'm gonna go with the heart, buddy.
All right. You know what? I got Curtis Blades. The thing about Curtis Blades, though, if he wins this fight, the heavyweight division is still held up because we have Stipe versus Ngannou. The winner of that is going to get John Jones. So if, let's just say, Stipe, Blades, or Lewis wins, they're not going to get a chance at that belt until next year if they're lucky.
Yeah. Unfortunately.
Early next year.
That's just the way it played out. But that's what happens when you're in the heavyweight division. When you got a champion that fights once a year in Stipe Miocic, and you got a contender that is just running through everybody like Ngannou, you're really not going to have an opportunity to fight for that belt. It's just how it goes.
Yeah, I feel bad for Curtis Blades because other than Francis Ngannou, he's been on a heater right now. Like, he's been winning.
Yeah.
So
yeah, he revigorated his career. I mean, and he's earned this shot against Lewis. So let's see what he does with it.
Let's see. Well, dude, let's see. You want to put 5 on it?
We can put 5 on that too.
Curtis Blades versus Lewis. All right.
Because right now I'm playing with house money. So
I gotta put a little salt on the winner.
Salt Bay.
Salt Bay. Listen. All right, man. Well, that being said, man, we want to thank you guys for checking us out.
Yes, guys.
You know, like, comment, subscribe. For our viewers, if you want to go to the ringsidebeerstore.com, you can get 25% off on your entire purchase. So go ahead, get there, get some shirts, get some tap handles. You know, get these black MMA tap handles. They're pretty cool.
We even got hats,
everything, man. Yeah. With that being said, thank you guys for watching another episode of the Ringside Beer Show. And remember, guys, be ringside. Later, guys. Love you. Bye.